Coming Civilization 7. In Civilization 7, the latest entry in the acclaimed series, you step into the shoes of a world leader. Your goal? Build your civilization from the ground up, managing everything from economy to warfare, diplomacy to scientific advancement. The catch is that you're not just trying to survive. You're trying to outlast every other civilization and lead your people to greatness. The game offers multiple ways to win, whether through military conquest, diplomatic alliances, scientific discovery, or cultural dominance. Each match is a unique experience thanks to the procedurally generated maps, different leaders to play as, and the shifting dynamics between civilizations. The deep level of strategy involved means that no two playthroughs are ever the same. You have to balance your resources, manage your cities, and navigate complex global politics, all while competing against AI or real players. What makes Civilization 7 so absorbing is its tactical depth and the sheer scale of the game. You will feel the weight of your decisions as you shape the future of an entire world. With multiple expansions and updates, you'll never be short of content, and there's always a new strategy to experiment with. This game is for those who crave control, strategy, and complexity. Wartales. In Wartales, you lead a group of mercenaries in a medieval open world filled with danger, treasure, and mysteries. Unlike other RPGs, Wartales combines turn-based combat with deep RPG mechanics, allowing you to build a team of diverse characters, each with their own backstory, skills, and motivations. The game takes place in the world of Varant, a land where war and plague have ravaged the land. Your goal is to survive, thrive, and explore, completing quests, fighting bandits, and uncovering secrets. What makes this game stand out is its tactical combat, where positioning, terrain, and character abilities all play a huge role. Each battle requires careful thought and strategy. Larger battles demand planning and thinking ahead. As you travel, your mercenary group must manage food, resources, and morale, a big part of the game's survival element. Will you help villages or rob them? It's your call, and every decision will influence your group's fate and the world around you. With a strong emphasis on role-playing and world-building, Wartales offers players a gritty, immersive experience where your actions carry weight. The blend of strategy, exploration, and survival makes this game perfect for fans of tactical RPGs. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The sequel to the cult hit Kingdom Come Deliverance, this game takes the series' focus on historical accuracy and realistic combat to the next level. Set in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 promises to be a gritty, immersive journey that makes you feel like a true warrior of the time. The game world is expansive, featuring battles, politics, and moral choices that impact both your journey and the world around you. Every decision you make, from how you solve quests to whom you ally with, affects the outcome of your journey. The game's realistic combat system is intense, requiring skill and precision to land blows and avoid attacks. It's not a simple button-mashing experience. Every strike and parry counts. Unlike most RPGs, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 offers an authentic medieval experience, where every aspect of the game feels grounded in reality. Whether you're battling on horseback, navigating complex political landscapes, or choosing between honor and pragmatism, you'll feel the weight of your choices. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is a medieval sandbox that gives you the ability to create your own empire. It's one of the most immersive and expansive open-world games blending strategy, action, and RPG elements. Whether you're leading your troops into massive siege battles, commanding armies in open-field fights, or plotting political intrigue, you'll find yourself constantly engaged. The game gives you complete freedom in shaping your journey. You can rise from a simple mercenary to the ruler of your own kingdom, with deep management systems for cities, armies, and resources. But it's not just about combat. Bannerlord also emphasizes diplomacy, trade, and relationships. You'll need to manage alliances, wage wars, and make tough moral decisions that can make or break your empire. The world of Calradia is filled with different factions, each with their own goals and politics. Waging war, sieging castles, and forming alliances all require careful thought and planning. Whether you're a lone wanderer or a ruler of a vast empire, Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord offers an incredibly dynamic and rich experience that will keep you hooked for hours. Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the culmination of From Software's signature style, blending punishing combat, deep lore, and an open-world design that invites exploration. Developed in collaboration with George Martin, Elden Ring takes place in the Lands Between, a world filled with mysterious gods, beasts, and landscapes. From the moment you set foot in this world, you're greeted with an overwhelming sense of discovery. The map is vast and filled with hidden secrets, dungeons, and bosses that will test your skill, patience, and wit. Every corner of the game hides a mystery to uncover, whether it's an ancient ruin, a cryptic NPC, or a terrifying new enemy. The lore is rich, with fragmented stories that you uncover through environmental storytelling and cryptic dialogues. The combat is brutal, but rewarding. From dodging massive boss attacks to mastering magic and weapons, every fight is intense, with consequences for every misstep. What makes Elden Ring different from previous From Software titles is its open world. You can explore at your own pace, but you'll find that the more you explore, the more the game challenges you. With hundreds of hours of gameplay, a massive world, and challenging bosses, Elden Ring is not just a game. It's an experience that will consume your time and leave you with memories of its harsh, unforgiving beauty. Dragon's Dogma 2. The long-awaited sequel to Dragon's Dogma, this game takes action-packed combat and epic fantasy adventure to a whole new level. Known for its fluid and dynamic combat, Dragon's Dogma 2 brings back everything players loved about the first game. Over-the-top battles, colossal enemies, and a deeply immersive world. You play as the Arisen, a hero bound to a destiny filled with danger, betrayal, and adventure. The game features a dynamic day-night cycle, complex questlines, and party mechanics where you can recruit companions or pawns who help you in your journey. These companions can be customized and have unique personalities, adding a layer of depth and companionship to the journey. The world itself is vast and beautiful, with expansive environments ranging from lush forests to deep dungeons, all teeming with monsters to fight and treasure to find. The combat is the star of the show, with a unique system that allows you to scale enemies, perform brutal combos, and use magic creatively to defeat your foes. Divinity Original Sin 2. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a masterpiece of role-playing, blending strategic combat with an epic story set in the world of Rivellon. In this game, you create your own character, choosing from different races and classes, each with its own set of abilities and backstories. But what truly sets this game apart is the depth of the narrative and the freedom it gives players in how they approach problems. The game is set in a fantasy world on the brink of war, with the divinity, the source of all magic, being hunted by powerful forces. You, along with a group of companions, are source hunters, individuals gifted with magic but also cursed by it. The choices you make throughout the game impact the storyline, allowing for multiple outcomes depending on how you interact with the world and its inhabitants. Your decisions, from the way you speak to NPCs to the way you handle major quests, affect relationships, and even determine the fate of entire cities. The combat system in Divinity Original Sin 2 is turn-based and highly tactical, requiring players to think several moves ahead, not just for themselves, but for their entire party. Environmental interactions such as setting fire to oil puddles or using elemental magic to manipulate the terrain make battles more dynamic and interesting. The game world is filled with secrets to uncover, including hidden items, quests, and storylines that unfold based on how you choose to explore and interact with others. It's a game that rewards thorough exploration and thoughtful dialogue choices, offering hundreds of hours of gameplay. If you enjoy rich RPGs with strategic combat and a deep story, this one will consume you like few others. Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition is one of the defining RPGs of the last decade, taking place in Thedas, a vast, diverse world filled with rich lore, politics, and fantastical creatures. You play as the Inquisitor, a leader of a group tasked with solving the existential threat posed by the Tears in the Veil, rifts that allow demons to invade the world of humans. The game's narrative is filled with choices that shape not only the world, but also your party dynamics. Your companions, each with their unique personalities and stories, have their own beliefs and conflicts, which adds emotional depth to the narrative. Whether you want to be a benevolent leader or a more ruthless one, your decisions will influence both the story and your relationships with your team. The combat system is dynamic, blending real-time action with the ability to pause and issue orders to your party. This allows for strategic depth, as you can plan attacks, use abilities in the right moments, and manage your party's health while dealing with the massive battles against demons, monsters, and rival factions. With its expansive world, hundreds of quests, and deep RPG elements, Dragon Age Inquisition offers an experience that will make it impossible to stop playing once you've started. Whether you're building alliances, fighting monstrous enemies, or navigating complex political intrigue, you'll find that this game is designed to consume your time completely. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most detailed open-world games you can experience. Set in the dying days of the American frontier, the game follows Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang, as they struggle to survive in a rapidly changing world. It's a game about honor, betrayal, and survival in a land of lawlessness. What sets Red Dead Redemption 2 apart is its unparalleled attention to detail. The world of the game is not just a place to visit, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. Every animal, every tree, every piece of trash is part of the world. The graphics are stunning, and the animations are incredibly lifelike. You can hunt animals, fish, participate in poker games, or even just relax by the campfire with your fellow gang members, enjoying some downtime. The story is one of the strongest in modern gaming, with Arthur's journey being both tragic and heart-wrenching. The morality system allows you to play as a more honorable or outlaw character, with each choice having significant consequences for your relationships with others and the story's outcome. The combat, which is a mix of gunfights and hand-to-hand brawls, is slow, deliberate, and unforgiving. The missions are varied and can range from intense shootouts to emotional conversations with key characters. The game's open world is filled with things to do, from bounty hunting to exploring hidden secrets across the vast map. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's an experience. The combination of world-building, storytelling, and immersive gameplay makes this one of those titles that you'll find yourself coming back to time and time again. It's an experience that will consume you, and when it's over, you'll be left thinking about its world long after the credits roll. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is one of the most stunning and immersive open-world games set in feudal Japan, where you step into the boots of Jin Sakai, a samurai who must balance his code of honor with the need to protect his people from the Mongol invasion. The game combines epic sword combat with a massive open world filled with side quests, hidden shrines, and breathtaking natural landscapes. The combat is fluid, allowing you to switch stances, parry attacks, and unleash powerful special moves. There's also a stealth element where you play as a ghost using deception and surprise to defeat enemies silently. The game's world is absolutely gorgeous, with stunning visuals of the Japanese countryside, which range from lush forests to snowy mountains. There are no waypoints cluttering your screen. You simply follow the wind, the natural guide, to get where you need to go. This is one of the most immersive games in recent memory, as it perfectly captures the spirit of samurai culture and the honor and sacrifice that come with it. The story of Jin is deeply personal, exploring themes of honor, duty, and what it means to be a samurai in a world where traditional values are being tested by the harsh realities of war. The dynamic combat system and rich emotional narrative make this game one of the best action-adventure experiences out there. Project Zomboid. If you're into survival horror, then Project Zomboid is the game for you. Set in a zombie apocalypse, this is a gritty, realistic survival simulator where every moment could be your last. The game gives you total freedom to explore, craft, and survive in a world overrun by the undead. The gameplay is built around survival mechanics. You need to find food, manage your health, and stay safe from zombies. But Project Zomboid takes things a step further by introducing permadeath, meaning once your character dies, the game is over. There are no respawns, just the consequences of your actions. The game's world is huge, and it's packed with randomly generated events that keep you on your toes. Whether you're fortifying a building, scavenging for supplies, or dealing with other survivors, you never know what's around the corner. The game also features multiplayer, where you and your friends can band together to survive, or turn on each other when resources run low. The deep crafting system allows you to build shelters, weapons, and even cook food to help keep you alive. Project Zomboid is for those who want to test their survival instincts in an unforgiving world. It's intense, challenging, and will leave you on the edge of your seat, wondering how long you can survive. Time flies when you're running from zombies, making this game a true time sink. Total War Warhammer 3. If you're a fan of grand strategy games combined with fantasy warfare, then Total War Warhammer 3 is a game that will eat up your time in the best possible way. Set in the Warhammer universe, this installment takes the Total War series to unprecedented heights, giving players control over legendary lords and mythical armies as they battle for domination in a world of chaos, demons, and magical warfare. The game is a brilliant mix of turn-based strategy and real-time tactical combat, where you plan your moves on a campaign map, deciding where to expand your empire, which factions to ally with, and which ones to destroy. Once you engage in battles, you're thrust into the chaos of real-time warfare, commanding massive armies filled with beasts, sorcerers, and legendary heroes. The combat itself is incredibly dynamic, with hundreds of units on the field at once, from giant monsters to cavalry charges requiring a delicate balance of unit control, strategy, and resource management. The sheer depth of the factions in Total War Warhammer 3 is staggering. Each faction, whether it's the mighty Kislev, the dark forces of chaos, or the powerful dwarfs, has its own playstyle, strengths, and strategies, making each playthrough feel fresh and exciting. The fantasy elements, dragons, wizards, and other mythical creatures add another layer of excitement to the battlefield. If you're looking for a game that offers hours upon hours of deep strategy and epic battles, this one will keep you coming back for more. Stellaris. Stellaris is a grand strategy game set in the infinite expanse of space. The beauty of Stellaris lies in its endless possibilities. You begin as the leader of a fledgling spacefaring civilization, tasked with exploring, expanding, and interacting with the galaxy's many alien races. The game is both a macro and micro experience, where you manage not just your planets and fleets, but also your relationships with other spacefaring species, whether they are friendly allies or war-hungry invaders. The procedurally generated universe ensures that no two playthroughs are the same. You can explore alien worlds, colonize distant planets, and discover strange and unique species, while also navigating intrigue, alliances, and betrayals. The real-time strategy combat is deep, requiring you to carefully manage your fleets, and the research system lets you unlock a variety of technologies, from hyperspace travel to energy weapons, each having a significant impact on your civilization's progress. What sets Stellaris apart is the freedom it offers. Play as an authoritarian empire, a peaceful federation, or even an anarchic collective. The choices are yours. The game features event chains that tell stories of ancient ruins, galactic horrors, and interstellar conflicts, ensuring that you'll never run out of fascinating things to experience. Stellaris is a game for space enthusiasts and strategy fans who love managing complex systems and engaging in political maneuvering. With its immense scale, rich narrative, and endless exploration, it's a game that will make the hours fly by and you'll find yourself lost in the galaxy, exploring for days on end. King's Bounty 2. King's Bounty 2 is a tactical RPG that combines strategic battles with an immersive storyline and rich world-building. This game follows the adventures of 3 characters, each with a unique backstory as they navigate a world filled with dark magic, corruption, and political intrigue. At the heart of King's Bounty 2 is its turn-based combat system, where you command an army of units on a hexagonal grid. You'll need to carefully position your troops, plan your attacks, and make use of the special abilities of your heroes and their units. Whether you're casting powerful spells, summoning creatures, or engaging in melee combat, every battle requires careful planning and tactical thinking. Each hero also has their own unique abilities, and the way you build your army and develop your characters plays a significant role in the outcome of the game. The world of Antara is beautifully crafted, with lush forests, ruined castles, and dark dungeons to explore. The storytelling is top-notch, filled with rich lore about the kingdom's history, its political struggles, and the growing threat from within. You'll find yourself building alliances, negotiating with factions, and uncovering mysterious secrets as you progress through the game. The game also features multiple character builds, letting you play in different ways depending on your preferred playstyle. Whether you're a diplomatic leader, a brutal warrior, or a master of magic, King's Bounty 2 offers flexibility and tactical depth that will keep you engaged for hours. Slay the Spire. If you love deck-building games with a twist, Slay the Spire is a roguelike card game that will completely consume your time. In this game, you'll pick a character, each with their own unique deck and set of abilities, and embark on a journey through a series of randomly generated levels, battling enemies, collecting cards, and upgrading your deck along the way. The core gameplay loop is simple yet addictive. You start with a basic deck, and each time you defeat an enemy, you add cards to your deck, which can be used to attack, defend, or control the flow of battle. As you progress, you'll be faced with difficult decisions: which cards to add, which upgrades to choose, and whether to take a risky path for better rewards or a safer route for less danger. Each run is different, with random events, boss battles, and card rewards, ensuring that every playthrough is unique. The deck-building mechanics are deeply satisfying as you learn to synergize different cards and create powerful combos that can turn the tide of a difficult battle. Slay the Spire is a game that thrives on replayability. There are numerous characters to unlock, each with their own strategies and playstyles, making every session feel fresh. The combination of roguelike elements and deck-building strategy creates an experience that's both challenging and rewarding, and you'll find yourself going back for just one more run. The Last Plague. The Last Plague is a narrative-driven survival adventure that throws you into a world where plagues ravage the population and death seems to be around every corner. Set in a beautifully haunting medieval landscape, the game combines exploration, crafting, and survival mechanics with a rich narrative that pulls you deep into its dark, tragic world. As a character trying to survive in a world consumed by the Black Death, you'll need to balance resource management with emotional choices that reflect the dire situation you're in. The game emphasizes immersion, and the bleak, oppressive atmosphere will make you feel the weight of every step. The survivors around you, the dying villagers, and the hidden secrets of the plague's origins will keep you on edge as you uncover the truth behind the spreading disease. The crafting system plays a crucial role as you must gather resources from the environment to keep yourself alive, whether it's through medicine, food, or weapons to fend off the dangers lurking in the world. Along the way, you'll face challenges in the form of dangerous creatures, bandits, and the ever-present threat of sickness. Every choice matters, and the morality system influences the direction of your journey, adding complexity to the narrative. The storytelling is incredibly atmospheric, with the setting and world-building drawing you into a deeply unsettling but fascinating medieval world. If you enjoy survival games with a heavy focus on narrative and character development, The Last Plague will keep you hooked as you navigate the perils of a collapsing society. Cyberpunk 2077. Upon its release, Cyberpunk 2077 faced a rocky start, but the game has since undergone several updates and expansions to become a truly remarkable experience for those seeking an immersive open world with a deep narrative. Set in the nightmarish world of Night City, a futuristic dystopia, Cyberpunk 2077 combines RPG elements, shooting mechanics, and a gripping story into a world where you can do almost anything, but nothing ever feels simple or clean. You step into the shoes of V, a mercenary on a quest for power and survival, navigating the underbelly of Night City. The city is alive in a way few open worlds are. Every district feels unique, with different factions vying for control, ranging from corporations to gangs, all wrapped up in a high-tech, low-life setting. The game's storytelling is cinematic, filled with twists, betrayals, and hard-hitting choices that affect the world and the relationships you build along the way. The customization in Cyberpunk 2077 is vast. You can upgrade your character's body with cybernetic enhancements, making combat and exploration more dynamic. The game also features a deep skill tree where you can specialize in areas like hacking, combat, or persuasion, allowing for diverse playstyles. The combat system is fast-paced and brutal, with a wide range of weapons, from guns to melee weapons, and even the ability to use cybernetic powers. What makes Cyberpunk 2077 stand out is its emphasis on choice. The decisions you make don't just impact the main storyline. They affect your interactions with the people around you, the factions you encounter, and the very fabric of Night City itself. The depth of the side missions and personal stories you encounter ensures that there's always something to do, and the world building creates an experience that feels like you're living in a future that's as beautiful as it is dangerous. While the game isn't without its flaws, Cyberpunk 2077 offers one of the most immersive open-world experiences available, and if you're into action RPGs with a strong focus on narrative, cyberpunk aesthetics, and a truly vast world to explore, this is a game that will demand hours of your time. Stardew Valley. Not every game that will devour your time has to be a high-stakes, high-action adventure. Stardew Valley is a serene yet highly addictive farming simulator that brings the charm of country life and the thrill of building something meaningful from scratch. In Stardew Valley, you inherit a farm from your grandfather and are tasked with turning it into something beautiful while connecting with the quirky townsfolk. At its core, Stardew Valley revolves around farming. You'll spend your days planting crops, raising animals, and exploring the surrounding world. The real magic comes from the sense of progression. Whether it's expanding your farm, upgrading tools, or completing tasks for the townspeople, it's a perfect balance of relaxation and challenge, where you can take things at your own pace or push yourself to complete everything the game has to offer. The game also features deep social interactions, allowing you to build relationships with the residents of Pelican Town. You can befriend them, help them with their problems, and even start a family. The game's charming art style and relaxing soundtrack make it an enjoyable experience that's perfect for unwinding after a long day. But don't let the simplicity fool you. There's plenty of depth to the gameplay, with hidden secrets, mysteries, and dungeons to explore. Stardew Valley is one of those games that's deceptively addictive. you'll find yourself spending hours upon hours tending to your farm, helping your neighbors, and uncovering all the little stories the game has to offer. Whether you're a fan of casual games, farming simulators, or just looking for a chill escape from the chaos of life, Stardew Valley will undoubtedly capture your heart and your time. Enderal Forgotten Stories. Enderal Forgotten Stories is an expansion on the Elder Scrolls engine that offers a completely new world, story, and adventure. It's a mod for Skyrim, but calling it just a mod would be an understatement. Enderal is an entirely new game, with its own world, lore, quests, and characters. Set in the land of Enderal, a world steeped in mysticism and ancient magic, this game will not only test your combat skills, but will challenge your understanding of the very nature of reality itself. The story is one of the game's strongest suits. Enderal delves into philosophical themes and tackles complex issues like identity, mental health, and destiny. You play as a protagonist suffering from memory loss, and as you journey through this mysterious world, you will uncover your own past, as well as the deep secrets of the land itself. The plot is dark and introspective, making each decision feel weighty. Your choices will not only affect your character, but also the fate of those around you, making the experience deeply immersive. The world building is incredibly rich and detailed. The landscape of Enderal is a mix of mystical forests, decaying ruins, and towering cities, each with its own sense of history and tragedy. The environment feels alive and vibrant with creatures, factions, and locations that each add a layer to the overarching narrative. Whether you're solving ancient puzzles, uncovering hidden temples, or just wandering the wilderness, there's always something to discover in this world. In terms of gameplay, Enderal offers a first-person RPG experience that is deeply satisfying. The combat is fluid, with various spells and weapons at your disposal. You'll find yourself making tough choices when it comes to combat strategy, character progression, and how to approach quests. The crafting system and skill trees are extensive, allowing for deep customization of your character's abilities. What makes Enderal Forgotten Stories stand out is its depth. This is a game that demands your attention, and as you venture through its mystical world, it will make you question your place in it. The atmosphere is haunting, the characters are memorable, and the story is one that stays with you long after the game is over. Gedonia. Gedonia is an open-world RPG that might fly under the radar for some, but for those who find it, it becomes a time-consuming addiction. Set in a beautiful, vast world, Gedonia invites players to explore a richly designed environment where they can shape their destiny through their choices and actions. The world is filled with dangerous creatures, hidden treasures, and mysteries to uncover, making exploration a core part of the game's appeal. The combat system is engaging and allows for a wide variety of playstyles. You can choose to wield swords, magic, or even ranged weapons. The flexibility in how you approach combat means there's never a dull moment, and the variety of enemies and bosses keeps you constantly on your toes. As you level up, you gain new abilities, and the skill trees are deep, offering plenty of ways to customize your character to your liking. But what truly makes Gedonia stand out is its freedom. There's no linear path, side quests, main quests, and world events can be tackled in any order. You can focus on exploration, crafting, or combat, or simply lose yourself in the lore and story the game weaves. It's one of those titles that quietly pulls you in, and before you know it, you'll be spending hours getting lost in its expansive world. For fans of open-world RPGs that value freedom of choice, rich world building, and immersive storytelling, Gedonia offers a fantastic experience that you won't want to put down. Enderal Forgotten Stories. Enderal Forgotten Stories is an expansion on the Elder Scrolls engine that offers a completely new world, story, and adventure. It's a mod for Skyrim, but calling it just a mod would be an understatement. Enderal is an entirely new game, with its own world, lore, quests, and characters. Set in the land of Enderal, a world steeped in mysticism and ancient magic, this game will not only test your combat skills, but will challenge your understanding of the very nature of reality itself. The story is one of the game's strongest suits. Enderal delves into philosophical themes and tackles complex issues like identity, mental health, and destiny. You play as a protagonist suffering from memory loss, and as you journey through this mysterious world, you will uncover your own past as well as the deep secrets of the land itself. The plot is dark and introspective, making each decision feel weighty. Your choices will not only affect your character, but also the fate of those around you, making the experience deeply immersive. The world building is incredibly rich and detailed. The landscape of Enderal is a mix of mystical forests, decaying ruins, and towering cities, each with its own sense of history and tragedy. The environment feels alive and vibrant with creatures, factions, and locations that each add a layer to the overarching narrative. Whether you're solving ancient puzzles, uncovering hidden temples, or just wandering the wilderness, there's always something to discover in this world. In terms of gameplay, Enderal offers a first-person RPG experience that is deeply satisfying. The combat is fluid, with various spells and weapons at your disposal. You'll find yourself making tough choices when it comes to combat strategy, character progression, and how to approach quests. The crafting system and skill trees are extensive, allowing for deep customization of your character's abilities. What makes Enderal Forgotten Stories stand out is its depth. This is a game that demands your attention, and as you venture through its mystical world, it will make you question your place in it. The atmosphere is haunting, the characters are memorable, and the story is one that stays with you long after the game is over. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Few games have left as big a mark on the gaming world as The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Even over a decade after its release, players still return to its vast world, endless quests, and limitless possibilities. It's not just a game, it's a fantasy experience that you can shape however you want. You begin as the Dragonborn, a legendary hero destined to defeat Alduin, the World Eater, an ancient dragon prophesied to bring about the end of the world. But from the moment you escape execution in Helgen, Skyrim hands you the reins of your own adventure. Do you want to follow the main quest, join a guild, become a vampire, or a werewolf? You decide. Skyrim's world is one of the most immersive ever created. The snowy peaks, dark caves, and ancient ruins of Tamriel's northern province make every journey feel like an epic adventure. Cities like Whiterun, Solitude, and Riften are filled with unique NPCs, each with their own stories, rivalries, and hidden quests. The game's freedom is what makes it special. You can be a mighty warrior, a stealthy assassin, a powerful mage, or a master of all three. Want to craft legendary weapons, shout enemies off cliffs, or summon a spectral army? Go ahead. Skyrim's systems are deep enough to let you play however you want. Even after completing the main quests, there's always more to do. Exploring ancient Dwemer ruins, hunting down the Daedric artifacts, or leading the Dark Brotherhood, every playthrough can feel entirely different. And with mods, the game has become practically infinite, offering everything from new lands, upgraded graphics, and even completely new stories. Skyrim isn't just a game, it's a world you can lose yourself in. Whether it's your first time stepping into Tamriel or your 100th, there's always something new to discover.